Hi there friends, how are you? I hope you're fine and safe. Well, in today's lesson, you can learn about reported speech. By the end of the lesson, you will be able to move from direct speech into indirect speech, or what we call reported speech. So because the lesson is quite long and needs your focus, I will divide it into 3 parts. Part 1 will be devoted to reporting statements, I mean positive and negative sentences. Part 2 will consider reporting questions, yes or no questions and WH questions. And Part 3 will focus on reporting commands, requests, advice, complaints, and so on and so forth. So today we will study how to report positive and negative statements. Are you ready? So let's get started. First, dear friends, I'd like you to see the difference between direct speech and reported speech. Okay? So the difference is obvious at the level of the form. Okay, so let's study the first speech. Amina says, I have a test of English today. So you have the speaker, you have says, we call it the introductory verb or reporting verb. Okay, or reporting verb. Then you have colon. Then you have the speech between quotation marks. Okay, so as I said before, the difference is clear at the level of the form. So when we shift to reported speech, which is to report to other people what speaker number 1 says, for example here, Nabil is reporting to other friends or other people what Amina says by saying, Amina says that she has a test today. So what do you notice? What do you notice? So we notice, of course, that in reported speech we remove the colon and the quotation mark. In addition, of course, to other changes that I will explain later. Okay? So this is direct speech, and the second one is reported speech. Okay? Clear? Something very interesting to bear in mind is about the introductory verb. Okay? The tense of the introductory or reporting verb is very important. It's the introductory verb which states if we are going to have tense and time changes in reported speech or not. Okay? So for example here in this speech we have Amina says. So the reporting verb is present simple. Okay? So when it's in the present tense, so when we report, okay, what do you see? There is no tense change. For example, here we have I have, it's present simple. She has, present simple. Okay, you change just the subject pronoun. I refers to Amina. So when we report, okay, we are talking about Amina. So she has a test today. The same thing for today. It remains today. We don't change it. Okay? But when the reporting verb is in the past, of course, we have tense, time, and place changes, as we will see in the following tables. Okay, so when the reporting verb is in the past, so here you have to be careful about tenses. So there is tense changes, okay? So if you have in the direct speech present simple, in reported speech it becomes past simple. Present continuous, past continuous. Present perfect simple, past perfect simple. Present perfect continuous, past perfect continuous. So as you see, we move from the present to the past. And then you have past simple becomes past perfect simple. And then if you have past perfect simple in direct speech, it remains past perfect simple, no change. Now let's shift to models, okay? So models in a reported speech, we provide the past form, okay? If you have will in the direct speech, it becomes would. Can, could, okay? May, might. Have to or has to, it becomes had to. For must, there is a change. Must becomes had to. Shall, it's either would or should. It depends on the sums. But if you have indirect speech, the past form of the model, so you don't change. If you have would, it remains would. If you have could, it remains could. Clear? Good. Now let's move on to time and place changes, okay? Direct speech, reported speech. So if you have now, it becomes then. If you have today, it becomes that day. Tonight, that night. If you have yesterday, it's either the day before or the previous day. If you have, for example, last week, it becomes the week before or the previous week. If you have, for example, a year ago or a week ago, so when you have ago, it's past. So it becomes the year before or the previous year. If you have, for example, here week, you are going to say the week before or the previous week. Clear? For tomorrow, you can use either the day after or the following day. If you have, for example, next month, next year, okay, next Monday, okay, so you use the plus, for example, here month after, the month after, or the following month, the week after, the following week, okay, the year after or the following year. Now for place changes, if you have here indirect speech, it becomes there. What is near becomes far. This becomes that. These, the plural of this, becomes those. Right? Okay, dear friends, the mastery of these tense, time and place changes make the task very easy for you to change from direct speech into indirect speech or reported speech. So let's study concrete examples to fully understand these changes, okay? So let's start with the first example. Karim said, I am from Morocco. So this is direct speech. You have the colon and the quotation marks. As you see, the reporting verb is past. So when we report, of course, we will have tense, time, and place changes if we have them in the speech, okay? So the first thing that you have to do is to underline things that you are going to change in a reported speech. Okay, so to ease the task for you, let's divide this sentence into two parts. So we have part 1, this is part 1, and the speech is part 2. Part 1 does not change. Karim said. Okay, Karim said. Of course, we are going to remove the colon and the quotation marks and replace them with that. Why that? So here we have a positive sentence. So when we have positive and negative sentence, we link part 1 and part 2 with that. Clear? So Karim said that. So we are going to underline the things that we are going to change in reported speech. So we have the subject pronoun I and the verb to be. Okay, so here the verb to be is present simple. Okay, So the I refers to Karim. So the subject pronoun is he. Karim said that he. Now, tense changes. Present simple, as you saw in the table, becomes past simple. That he, what is the past simple of to be? Is was or were. So here we have he, so we use was. Karim said that he was from Morocco. Easy, isn't it? Good. Another example, Nabila said, my brother doesn't like fish. Okay? So as I told you before, part 1 does not change. Nabila said. Okay? We remove the colon and quotation marks and we link part 1 and part 2 with that because we have a negative statement. Okay? So that. So my. So here you have a possessive adjective. So you have to be careful about also possessive adjectives, subjects, pronouns, objects, pronouns, etc. So my brother, it's Nabila's brother. So Nabila said that her brother doesn't like, so like it's present simple, okay? So doesn't becomes didn't like fish. Okay, so the sentence is as follows. Nabila said that her brother didn't like fish. Right? Another example with a different tense. They said we are studying English now. Okay, so as usual, part 1 does not change. They said that, positive sentence will link with that. So we refers to they, so they, that's they. So here you have are studying. Which tense? It's present progressive, of course. It becomes past progressive or past continuous. They said that they were, okay, that they were studying English. And then you have now. So now becomes then. Okay? They said that they were studying English then. Right? Okay, now Salim said, I have visited these sites recently. Okay? So Salim said that. Okay? I refers to Salim, so that's he. Okay? Verb tense is present perfect because you have plus past participle of the verb. So present perfect simple becomes past perfect simple. That he had visited. Okay? Notice that you have these. So these becomes those. Okay? Those sites recently. Okay? Salim said that he had visited those sites recently. Right? Another example with a different tense. Okay? He told me. So the introductory verb is past. So of course we are going to have tense changes and time place changes if we have some in the direct speech. Okay? He told me I've been working all day. Okay? So let's start with part 1. He told me. Okay? Positive statement. So we use that. I refers to he. That he. So this is the short form of I have been. So this is which tense? I've been working. So it's a present perfect continuous, so it becomes past perfect continuous, of course. That he had been working all day. Okay, good. Another example. Layla said, I bought some flowers yesterday. Okay, so part one, Layla said. You have a positive sentence who will link with that. Okay, we underline the things that we are going to change in reported speech. So you have I, you have the verb bought, and then you have time, yesterday. Okay, so I refers to Layla, that she, okay, bought. It's which tense? So it's, of course, the simple past. So past simple becomes past perfect simple. Layla said that she had bought. That she had bought some flowers. Okay, you have yesterday becomes either the day before or the previous day. The day, so choose the easiest, the day before, right? Okay, now he said, I wasn't sleeping at 8 yesterday. Okay, so part one, he said. Okay, you have a negative statement, so always we link with that. He said that. I refers to he, that he wasn't sleeping. Which tense? It's past progressive. So the past progressive becomes past perfect progressive. Okay? He said that he hadn't been sleeping. Okay? He hadn't been sleeping at 8. Yesterday becomes the previous day or the day before. Right? Good. Okay, let's see this example. They said we had finished before the bell rang. Okay, so we start with part one. They said, and then positive sentence will link with that. We refers to day, that day. So here you have had finished. It's past perfect, so the past perfect remains past perfect. We don't change. They said that they had finished. They had finished before the bell. So here you have to be careful. You have simple past becomes past perfect simple before the bell had rung. Okay? A simple past participle is with you. Right? Good. Now let's study examples with models. First example, she said, I can speak English. Okay? I can speak English. So as you see, you have the model can. So can becomes could. We provide the past form of the can. So let's start with the first part. She said. It's a positive sound, so we use that. I refers to she, so it becomes she. That she can becomes could speak, and then English. Okay, she said that she could speak English. Easy. Second example, they said we must leave tomorrow. Okay, so here you have must. So you have to bear in mind that if you have must, it becomes had to. So they said that. Okay, we refers to they, that's they had to, okay, to leave tomorrow. So tomorrow becomes the day after or the following day. They said that they had to leave the day after. Right? Good. Okay, so as I said before, reported speech is easier if you learn and master tense, time, and place changes. Okay, dear friends, this is the end of the video. Meet you soon with the second part of reported speech, which will be about reporting questions. Until then, take care and bye-bye.